Alright, here we are. I'm going for a little ride. Just gonna talk some bullshit. There's a lot of things coming out now that are really, I've been over them. Like, with the whole Diddy and Tupac situation, that kind of caught me off guard to be confirmed, because I speculated on them. Like, I speculated as to who in the car was the shooter, and now there seems to be some pretty compelling evidence that it was Big Dre. I heard on one video. Now, I haven't seen all the affidavits or anything like that. There's only been limited material released. But just watching the way things are unfolding, and they're unfolding so fast, I think QPD is going back to court on the 19th. And there already would be more out if he didn't need legal counsel. And that's why they postponed it. But like, just that I've heard that the same guy from the Southsiders that actually set QPD up with the PCP is the same guy that is the confidential informant for Southside. Now, I don't know if you want to call the guy on death row an informant. I don't think it's security, simply because Tupac was telling him to get down because the police might shoot him, and I don't think Tupac really cared that much for like Reggie Wright at that point in time, because he fired him. There's a dude I watch, Del Rey. He covers a little bit of that. But there's also, I've heard, that maybe the gun didn't come from Zip. That QPD bought the gun. I don't know if. I can't imagine him buying that gun in Las Vegas, but I don't know that now if they could, trace to where he bought the gun from or any of that shit. But anyway, I was rambling. I got off. I was talking about death row and their informant. It seems to me like that might be Suge. Because that's the only dude Pac cared about, I think. People make up conspiracies and stuff, but Tupac probably did want to go on and be, make more in this music industry and hip hop, and dude had tons of ideas, he's somebody you could not hold, So, but I do feel like they were friends. That's why they were riding along together. And I think people forget, like, they didn't know ahead of time, hindsight is 20/20. Like, security should have done more. But they were young, man. They were millionaires in the 90s cruising, Las Vegas, Nevada, man. After Pac was best friends with Tyson, he just knocked him out. But again, I'm kind of getting off topic. Another thing, I didn't know that was in the book, Compton Street Legend, because I've never read the book. I'm not going to buy it. If anybody knows where I might be able to read it online, let me know. But I'm not going to support QPD, But that Big Meech from BMF might have been with the Southsiders in the van. Never heard that before. You know, and as to why, because I hear a lot of people saying like, why would Keefy D say he'd blame it on his nephew when his nephew was dead, and not actually blame it on DeAndre Smith, Big Dre, whatever. But I think it was more to do with, you know, like, Orlando wanted that, you know, he needed that to go back to the hood, man, you know, like, Big Dre didn't need it, you know, I rode with him, you know what I'm saying, but maybe Big Dre said, you know, for real, I'm the one that did it, you know, because, you really think about it, what shape was Orlando Anderson in to shoot Tupac that night? I don't know if he had went to the hospital before. I don't know the timeline of events. I can't remember. But you know, it possibly. You know, I'm sure like he had an arm sling. You know, they say his shoulder was out of place. I mean, he took a beat down, maybe not a horrible beat down, but you know what I'm saying. And people say he was like a known hitter, so he did it. But that doesn't mean like, I mean, Dre was his homeboy, and he wasn't just like, I got you. I know you can't get him right now, whatever. I mean, what's sad is we're talking about one of the most iconic, influential, not just men but black men, you know, in American history, you know, and a large part of world history. You know, dude was a revolutionary, a Panther. I think if he would have made it a couple more years, he wouldn't have been so much into that street shit, and just like he had a, you know, he wanted to paint this whole narrative with his life, you know, and I really don't, you know, when I think about it, I really don't think he minded the way he went out, but I still think there was more to his story to be told, you know, which back then, you know, that was the time when hip-hop was, you know, if you died in hip-hop, you know, you were immortalized. Now we do it, but I mean, like, you can actually grow old in hip hop and still be immortalized. You know, as far as the case, what are some other crazy things? I don't have an air conditioner, so the windows are down. If you can barely hear me, whatever. Okay, see, so if he did not get the gun from Zip, then there may be trouble connecting, even more trouble than people thought, connecting Diddy to this crime. And you know, some of the things Suge has said as well, you know, like he like free Keefy D. Come on, man. No, I don't care. You know, I don't believe that prison is the place for a non-violent criminal, but I know that I can imagine, I can empathize with people that have had someone close taken away from them. You know, I'd want them to go to prison. You know, I mean, our justice system is not perfect. And people from the streets, you know, they do have a code, and there are people that uphold this code, but overall, I would say the percentage is low, you know. I mean, and it's not really the fact that people don't snitch because of some sort of code they have. They're just scared of what might happen to them. Let's ride this way, y'all. Alright, you know, so is it, you know, is it like a founding principle of the streets? Because these days it doesn't matter much if you snitch on everybody. You can come out and have a career as just this whatever, just some social media fucking clown or whatever. But headlights. Anyway, you know, I don't know if anybody out there has heard any rumors of Suge possibly getting out soon. Maybe because he cooperated. Because some things I don't consider snitching. I consider snitching like wearing a wire, pointing somebody out, you know what I'm saying? Setting somebody up, you know. I mean, if you know who killed somebody, you know, like where do you draw those lines? Like, you know, if you know somebody who's a child molester, by all means, please snitch. The police aren't perfect. Nothing in our society is perfect. Nothing in our culture, our present culture is perfect, including the police. And the police are very far from perfect. But actually, what I see around like that area and LA and Compton, it seems like, you know, I know they had the Rampart scandal and all that shit, but they weren't just like taking these petty crimes and locking people up for years. I mean, you know, maybe repeat offenders, but you know, like it seemed to me like the policing that area, because this was post Rodney King, you know, that this shit was going on, so they were somewhat reformed. So, you know, it's kind of like the police kind of did reflect the area that they protected and served, in quotations, you know. I mean, again, it's not perfect, but it is what it is, you know. And anyway, just the case, you know, it's kind of blowing my mind. And I said in another video, you know, I wonder if it's gonna lead to Biggie and Suge. Suge said this and he said that and he said this and he said that, but he said, when you find who killed Tupac, you will find who killed Biggie. And I do wonder if that's true, you know. Was it a retaliatory hit for Tupac, or was it because Southside didn't pay up? And you know, maybe somebody didn't call the shots. Maybe somebody acted alone. Who knows? You know, but you know, it could have been just a chess move to press Puff, pay up. You know, I don't know. This has been a lot of rambling, and I don't have any notes. I'm just talking. But anyway, I gotta start telling y'all to drop a like, subscribe, whatever. Do that shit, cause I like doing this, and if I can get my numbers up there, get my weight up, I would like to I'd like to make like pieces where I can deep dive into things that are a little more organized, not just be coming off the dome like this. But you all have a good day, good night, good whatever, don't kill anybody, because it'll catch up with you 27 years later.